All right, sit down. Let's go. We got this. Get this meeting going on. I know you're tired. It's been a long 10 hours. What we're doing here now. Hey, somebody put another log on that fire. I'm freezing up here. All right, what we're doing right now for people that are new, we're doing an after-action review. Like we do when we do a training exercise, we review what we just did. This same thing when we do a combat operation. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to get feedback from everybody involved so we can figure out what we did right and what we did wrong. What is our weaknesses? How can we correct our weaknesses? And what was our strengths? What did we do right? How can we build on those and sustain those? All right, this is going to be open and honest. If you got something to say, this is the time to say it so we can all learn and we can change SOPs or change things we're doing. If you got a question, raise your hand and we'll deal with that question. All right, before I get into the AR, I'm going to explain a little bit about what was thrown at us. Some of you are confused what happened. The enemy threw 4 Molotov cocktails. This is the 5th one. This was recovered at the scene. We have taken all the fuel out of it, so it's totally safe. What you smell is they either put kerosene or diesel on the rag, but this is how they make it. They take a glass jar. I recommend the tighter the better on the lid because you don't want any fumes coming out when you light this. Put gasoline in it. This is exactly what they did. Leave about an inch gap from the top. You want a little bit of airspace in there. Then put the top on. They soak this in either kerosene or diesel. You can put gasoline on it, but it's a little bit more dangerous. I like the kerosene. When you throw this object, it hits a solid object, it busts open, the gas ignites with a good puff. I looked at this one, they had pure gas in there. There's ways to make it better. Laundry detergent, mix that with the gas, makes it stick to whatever you throw it at. I also like putting a little bit of roofing tar in there. It will dissolve with the gas. When it ignites, a lot more smoke, a lot more effect for you. If you got styrofoam plates or cups, cut them up, throw them in there, they'll dissolve and form a gel. That's why when you guys go on patrol and you guys check out buildings, that's why you get all those packing peanuts for us. We take those packing peanuts and they're the best thing. Put packing peanuts in here, dissolves, makes a very gel-like substance, so when you throw it on a building, it's going to stick in the building and make it burn better. Or a vehicle. This was what was used against us. It's been around for a long time. Call it a petro bomb or a Molotov cocktail. This will help you know what happened. All right. Made a little diagram so you guys can see. Help us talk through this thing. Remember, we're looking for weaknesses and strengths. So, if you got any questions, holler them out. Let's get going. All right. Approximately 9:02. Our position 7 was attacked. They were attacked from across the creek, approximately 150 meters away. Inside that position, we had 3 people. We had Jack, Betty, and Rick. They immediately took very heavy fire into that position. That is why we spent all that time on that position making it right. That position saved their lives. They took heavy fire. They immediately returned fire. Strength. Betty immediately got on the field phone and called the CP and told them what was going on. She gave like a salute report, just like she was trained to do, so we knew exactly what was going on. Problem was, Rick and Jack got tunnel vision. I try to pound this into your head. Tunnel vision will occur. Both of them returned fire from this side of the bunker into the enemy. No one was watching their other flank. We had an LPOP out there and we flowed them in and out. We pulled that LPOP in about 2 hours before we were attacked. I'll take full responsibility for that one. I do not like that position because this is the most dangerous place to be in our position. This is the weakest side. I feel that is why the enemy attacked us. So they do have some knowledge of tactics. They picked the weakest spot. If I had to attack us, I would pick the same side they did. I pulled that LPOP in 2 hours earlier. That could be good because that LPOP probably would have been overrun and those people probably would have been killed or captured. All right. The enemy had their base of fire, their supportive fire here, firing into position 7. I do not know how many people, but the way the footprints, we probably had about 5 individuals come forward using the micro-terrain. There's a tiny little ditch right there where they probably crawled through, but they probably could have just walked through because of tunnel vision onto the enemy fire. They get to the wire. The wire was not cut, and I don't think they attempted to cut the wire. They immediately threw 2 Molotov cocktails at the shed. When they were hit the shed, they immediately started fire. Just by chance, what saved us today was our interior roving patrol of 3 guys. By chance, they were coming by to check on position 7 and make sure everything was good. They immediately see the Molotov cocktails go through the air, and immediately their training kicked in. They immediately got down, put some fire on where they thought the guys threw them from, and started to leapfrog forward. 1 would move while 2 shot, and they leapfrogged really quickly up. This was all open ground in there. They did very good moving forward to put fire onto the enemy. Eventually, after the shed started on fire, the tunnel vision vanished, and they realized, hey, there was people behind us. Luckily, Peter, our fire marshal and his 2 assistants, they immediately got to the fire almost too quickly, which was a problem. They were so efficient getting to the fire. If we didn't have this security team there already, just by chance, they would have been here with no security. So we're going to modify something and change our SOP. Peter and his 2 fire assistants are going to report to the CP, and then we'll send them out, probably with a couple guys for security. Stopping the fire is good, but we got to make sure those 3 guys are secure at all times. It's not worth exposing themselves to danger to fight a fire. All right. Immediately when the security team came up and fired on them, this team retreated back into the woods. Hank and his wife, they did an excellent job. Hank's 67 years old, and he did a great job. He went to the outside of the house, took up his position, and also returned fire into the enemy. Hank's armed with a grin, and he made that thing sing. His wife did an excellent job. She went to the side of the house here and watched his back. Very good job. We did have a couple problems. Peter got here. Each guy carries a very large fire extinguisher. They did not use their fire extinguishers on the shed because the shed was pretty much consumed already. It was no help in the shed. What he did do was the enemy threw 2 at the shed and they threw 2 at the barn. Luckily, I truly feel the security team firing at him made those ones that went to the barn fall short, which was good because we have a lot of valuable stuff in there. You all know where we get a lot of our eggs from. Peter used the water barrels to fight the fire. You all know our standard SOP. Water barrels, next to them are 3 5-gallon buckets with a red F on them. That means fire. That means don't touch that bucket unless you're fighting fires. Peter did check and all 3 buckets were at all water thing. I commend you guys for your discipline. Problem was, these 2 barrels, I don't know why, they were about 1/3 full. Our SOP is water barrels for fire protection, 3/4. We should have took water to those positions during the day to top them off. Peter's going to address that and find out where it broke down. Peter did use the water to fight the fire, and there was 2 small grass fires here. He quickly put those out and saved the barn. Very, very, very important. Yes, in back. Yes, we're going to address that problem. All right. Immediately when the report came in, the alarm went off. You all heard the alarm. 2 of our teams, their radios did not work. That goes back to team leaders checking their equipment. Daily, you need to check your radios. Do a radio check, make sure they're good. It did cost those teams about 6 or 7 minutes to secure another radio to be combat effective. Luckily, this was not a full-fledged attack, so we dodged a bullet on that one. Check your equipment every day. All right. Looking at this was not an attack. I don't feel it was a full-fledged attack, even with the team coming quickly. This was more than a probe, though. They're testing our defense right now. They're trying to find our weak spots, and they're trying to see how we react to things. We did well. We did have 2 small casualties. We had a twisted knee, but Doc said that guy's going to be fine. And we had 1 guy with some debris in his eye. The reason was, didn't have his goggles or safety glasses on, and he took some fire next to him, hit a tree, and the bark and the tree went into his face. He's going to be okay. He'll probably be out for a couple weeks. So remember, glasses go on. We have an alert. Make sure you have your safety glasses on. We can't It's hard to treat an eye injury with the conditions we're under. All right, I know you guys are all tired. We're going to work on a few things. We got some strengths. We did relay our information back quickly. We did, though, get tunnel vision. So we got some things to work on. I know it's late. You need to get home and get to bed. Another bad news is we're going to increase our security posture for the rest of the night. Yes, we're going to go up about to 40%. So check the CP. They got a new roster out. And if you're going home to get some sleep, make sure you clean your weapon before you go to bed. Don't go to bed with a dirty weapon if you fired it. Thanks a lot.